Welcome everybody on the replay. I'm live, that's amazing. Give me a minute to set everything up here and let's wait for who wants to join me live. Hi Jacine, how are you doing? So nice to have you here. What is life like in Australia at the moment? It's evening time for you. It's midday here, morning in the US. Hi Francine. Good morning, how are you doing? Jason, you're saying okay at the moment, very quiet, no full lockdown, but still self-isolation. Okay, that doesn't sound too bad. I'm glad to hear that. Francine, what's the situation like for you at the moment? Where are you from? Here we are, we've just had the third week of lockdown right now. Third week, and no end in sight. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Yeah, and mentioning that, my son Lou, who is 3 years old, is alone with me here right now. He's in the other room. So if he comes in at some moment, that's just gonna happen. I have stuff for him to draw here, so that's okay. Good. Okay, everybody on the recording, please do let me know how you're doing, what the situation is like in your country right now. I always want to know. Okay. Yeah, so today, exciting topic. We're going to talk about our first chakra because so many of us feel afraid right now, so many of us are sick right now, and so many of us have financial troubles. And the solution to it all is to go within, is to work with the energetic level of it all instead of trying to manipulate what's already manifested. And we can do that through our chakra system. It's one of the ways we can do that. And the root chakra is key for all of the topics that we are struggling with at the moment, individually and collectively. Our health, our feeling of safety, and our finances. And I will also talk a little bit about my online membership, The Transformation, at the end, since I really see the solution to our current situation in each one of us finding their way back home to themselves and creating their reality from the inside out. And that's exactly what I teach. If each one of us can access higher consciousness and source from that, then our world will be so lit up and all of our troubles will disappear, because they are just a manifestation of a lack of love. And love for others and our planet starts with self-love, and that starts with self-awareness. Because once we realize who we really are, we also realize that there's nothing that's not to love. And you know, the key to that is knowing how to access higher consciousness, because we have to experience it. Just thinking, oh yes, I'm so much more than this little self sitting here in the body, that's not enough. We need to experience it, and that's what I teach. And the corona crisis is really ridding the planet of lower vibrations at the moment. And you know, the more you can anchor yourself in higher vibration, the more you will thrive in these times. So I hope that many of you are going to join us inside of the transformation, since it's simply the easiest, most enjoyable way to learn and practice together. But more about that later. Let me just check your comments here. Francine, getting my day started at work. I hope I don't get customers during this live. Don't you worry, there's going to be the replay. You're a Navy civilian supporting the war fighter, keeping Navy aircraft in the air. Oh my god, that sounds so intense. Wow. Do let me know what that's like and how this has changed at the moment. Sounds really interesting. Hi Martina, thank you for joining us. Good, let's dive right in and let's start with a quick overview of the chakra system, which basically consists of 7 chakras, which are energy centers located along the spine. And they are so amazing to work with because we can work with them on the physical, on the mental, and on the emotional plane, and that in turn will activate the soul level of our existence. Now, on a physical level, they correspond to a specific place in the body, to specific organs. And on a mental level, we can concentrate on the chakra we are working with using the color associated with it. And on an emotional plane, we can feel into the issues that we are experiencing that are associated with that chakra. So you see that they are an amazing way for us to work on our stuff holistically, addressing all levels of our being, which really is the only way to heal whatever we are working on. Since the issue is always present on all levels, body, mind, heart, and soul. And in working with the chakras, our aim is to balance them, because overactive and underactive chakras causes problems. Now, most people in our contemporary societies have an overactive first and second chakra, and sometimes also a third, and the other 4 to 5 are mostly underactive, unused potential. And they keep, if this happens, then it keeps us from accessing higher consciousness. And that's why so many of us on this planet identify just with this small little existence here in our bones and flesh experience. And that's just sad, because there is so much more to experience. And for us to be able to live that experience, that we have to access the higher chakras. We have to activate them. But we need to start at the base. And that's what we're going to do today. And of course, there's also people like me, and very likely you too, if you are here in this group, who have very active higher chakras and not so active lower chakras. Now, I, for example, have to constantly ground myself in the earth plane through my lower chakras, or I would just float off. Although I must say that since I became a mother, it's become a lot easier for me. My child really has done wonders to ground me. I just, children are so in their bodies, and when you're around them, it's hard not to soak in that joyant presence of the earthly plane, which is good for me. Now what we want is to activate all of the chakras evenly so that the energy can flow freely and flow from the lowest to the highest chakra and give us access to higher consciousness while we remain grounded in our bodies at the same time. Good. Does all of this make sense so far? Are there any questions so far? I tried to sum up a rather complex subject, so do let me know if there's anything that's not clear. Hi Martina. Hi Chris. Nice to see you here as well. Not seeing any questions coming up so far. I love it when I'm clear, but whenever something pops into your mind, just let me know in the comments. Now, at the moment, in the middle of the crisis that we are in, the root chakra, also called the base chakra or Muladhara chakra in Sanskrit, is one of those chakras that has a very important role to play here. And if we make the effort to balance it, it will really help us a great deal to stay healthy, feel safe, and prosper financially. The first chakra is located at the cervix for us women. It is the root center. It is all about the earthly, physical plane of our existence. It's about survival, the physical health of our body. It's about feeling safe, secure, and supported in our bodies, in our homes, and also financially, since money takes care of our physical needs. Now, depending on whether your root chakra is over or underactive, you will experience different symptoms. And the thing is, it's quite common for all of our chakras to be a little bit out of whack. That's just natural. So don't feel like, oh my God, I've done so much work on myself and now I feel like, all of my chakras are out of whack. It's quite normal, okay? So there's two sides to this. We have to do big healing sessions so that we can really heal the energetic basis of our well-being. But there's also just daily practices that even when we've healed the big things, we still need to practice daily to really keep ourselves centered and have that energy flowing beautifully. That's just part of what life is, to always keep working on our stuff. And the best, like the way I teach it, is with a really simple daily 10-minute practice, because it's really underrated what that can do. It can literally change everything, and the consistency, it's the daily consistency that really makes all the difference. More about that later. So if your base chakra is not active enough, you might be experiencing frequent physical health issues, ongoing financial issues. You might be underweight. You might often feel restless and stressed. You might become ungrounded easily, and you might have existential fears. Now, do you recognize yourself here in any of this? Do let me know in the comments. Jason, you're saying, I wonder if you see them as a visual, like energy ball or pearl. You mean if I can personally see the energy, or what you would imagine it to look like? The most visual experience I had of the chakras was during my second yoga teacher training in India, where we did a chakra meditation, and it was really intense because I was first feeling into my own chakras, and for the first time really seeing the colors, and then I could also see all of like everybody else's chakras. We were sitting in a really huge circle, and that was just very intense and beautiful. And in general, like, chakra means wheel. That's the translation of it. And it's just this energy center that is turning, and depending on how active or inactive it is, it turns more slowly or more quickly, and it shines more brightly, or it's a little bit more dull. And the color that's associated with the root chakra is red, but we're going to talk about that a little bit more. I hope this answers your question, Jason. If not, you can continue asking in the comments. Now, if an underactive root chakra is troubling you, here are some practical tips and tricks and practices. Grounding is key for you, okay? Growing roots into Mother Earth, that's an amazing way to ground ourselves. After letting go what no longer serves you into Mother Earth, you can start to receive back from her, and let her beautiful, grounding, powerful energy flow back into your feet and legs and up into your belly, and from there to your heart and then into your arms. Now, I have a beautiful grounding practice for you as part of my free practice kit for spiritual women. I'll post the link for you into the comments right now for those of you who haven't accessed it yet. It's going to sale soon, so grab it now while it's free. It's free, by the way, because I'm doing a big positivity challenge at the moment, where we are practicing together and sending out love and light into the world, because our world really needs it right now. So if you want to participate, it's not too late. And you can also do that from the link I just sent you. Everything is there. Now, let's talk about money. Another symptom of an underactive root chakra are money troubles. Now, most of us see money as an ugly necessity, and that's why we struggle with it. Because, let's be honest, if somebody saw you that way, would you want to hang out with them? Probably not. So if receiving and holding money is an issue for you, then I recommend really starting to see money as a friend, whose friendship you have not properly valued in years. And now you want to show your friend your appreciation and repair the damage in your relationship. Now, the thing is that money is amazing. I mean, think about what we'd have to do without it. Go back to bartering. and when I absolutely love exchanging things with others. You all know me. I rarely buy something new. I mean, like, this is one of my favorite ponchos, I think it is. And I bought it for €2 at a yard sale. I mean, that's absolutely me, unless it's like organic fair trade designer clothes, one-piece stuff. I do spend quite a lot of money on that. But, at least somebody has made it by hand and really poured their love into it. And the materials come from for example, from cultures who are weaving as a traditional way of keeping their villages alive and thriving. So it is contributing to something greater. But let's not dive into my fashion addiction. I really do buy very few things new, and I certainly, but still, I mean, all of my son's toys, everything is secondhand. But I certainly wouldn't want to depend on the necessities of daily life for having to barter for them. And I'm sure that you wouldn't either. I mean, just think about that. If every little thing that you need, be that salad or carrots or whatever, just those simple things, it would already be really difficult to find something that you want to trade for it. And then think about all the international transactions that you make. They wouldn't be possible at all, or on a very small scale. So we all don't want that. We all love money, really. Or if we don't, then that's just weird. And I absolutely know that money is often used in ways that are horrible, that are terrifying, but that's just how it is used. That's not what it is. Money is an energy that gives power to our free will, so that we can do and have what we choose to. And I know lots of people who have a lot of money and use it in such beautiful ways to enhance their own lives and those of many others. And that's what I invite you to do too, to say yes to money. So if you feel stressed about money, you probably think that you wouldn't if you had more. Then you'd feel safe. But here comes the truth. If you have a roof over your head and you have enough food to eat and clothes on your back and a computer or a phone to watch this from, and you still feel stressed about money, then you always will, no matter how much money you have. Unless you choose to go a lot deeper and heal the real source of your fears. Lots of studies have been undertaken to prove that if people stress and worry about money and feel like they don't have enough, it stays that way. Even if they start to make much more money all of a sudden, well, they'll also spend a lot more, and it's still not enough. So you see, more money is not necessarily the solution here. The solution is really feeling like you have enough now and feeling a lot of gratitude for what you do have and trusting in life. Trusting that you'll always have what you need. And when you do that, that's when money starts to flow more abundantly into your life as well. Because you're embodying that frequency of abundance. It just makes sense. If it doesn't, if you have questions, just let me know. So yeah, that's what I really wanted to point out here, that stress about money, stress always comes from fear, okay? And it's an existential fear, it goes very deep. And once you realize that, then you can start to find ways to feel safe in your life, in this universe, and build trust that life always serves you. And if that is the belief that you're operating from, then that will be the case. So if you have an underactive root chakra and you do feel stressed and anxious about your health and about money, then start your grounding practice and find your personal money ritual that involves money in a fun, loving way. Now, if you want to have examples for money rituals, do let me know, because they're literally, you can get really creative with all of this. Let me know if you want examples, and I'll think about some. For example, what I love to do is, you all know that I travel a lot. So what I do is I just love currencies, foreign currencies. So I always take home a bit of that currency from the country I just visited. And then for every country, I just put a bowl somewhere in my house, and I put some beautiful stones into it that will amplify the energy of it. And for me, that's not just amplifying the money, the experience of having been able to go to that place using money, of having been able to spend money in that place, to experience that place, but it's also keeping the vibration of the experience that I had there alive. So it's a twofold purpose for me, and I absolutely love it. And there's lots and lots more money rituals. Okay, Justine, you're saying I would love that. Let me know how you like the one I just shared. And Chris, you're saying I do the grounding practice from the transformation since 3 days before getting up. That's amazing. I love that, Chris. Well done. Hi, Betty. How amazing that you're here. So nice to see you. Let me know how you're doing in Brighton in these strange times. And how is your little one doing? Good. So let's think of more money rituals. So it's basically a way for us to get playful with money, right? And there's so many different ways that we can do that. Like, for example, what's really fun to do is whenever you have cash around, or for example, once a week or once a month, you can really make this completely your own. You can just start to put a little bit of money, cash definitely, in a specific place. And it's going to be for a specific purpose. So for example, you can have a box, like children when they save money. And that box can be labeled fancy clothes, which probably would be in my case. Or it could be labeled with restaurant visits, which of course we can't do at the moment, but those times will come back. Or it could be labeled with whatever it is that you love spending money on, but that you feel is a luxury, something that you don't actually really need, but it just brings you joy. Okay, make it something that brings you joy, and then you can set a certain time, like maybe after a month or after a year, depending how much money and how often you put money in there. You can just empty that and then go treat yourself to something amazing. Like, there's so many fun ways to do this, and just something very practical also that I love doing is I love putting aside 10% of everything that I earn in a month. So at the end of the month, you look at everything that you've earned, and 10% of that you put away. And if you tend to be the type of person who spends all the money before the end of the month, then what I recommend is that you make like an automated payment already at the beginning or in the middle of the month to a specific saving account, which is amazing. And then you can decide what you want to do. This can just be money that you have on the side that gives you a feeling of safety, or it can also be money that you spend periodically for something. This is what I do. I put away 10% of what I earn, and this is the money that I use traveling, because that's my biggest passion and biggest joy in life. Good. So let's dive deeper into our content here. Where have we been? Yes, what I also wanted to mention for an underactive root chakra is what you do with acute stress and overwhelm in the moment. And my favorite practice for that is Ujjayi Pranayama. It's a yogic breathing practice that really soothes the nervous system. It's very simple to do. Once you've learned how to do it, you can also do it without guidance in any situation that comes up. And I've included that for you in the free practice kit that I just gave you the link to in the comments. And any breathing practice will make you feel calm and collected. So I absolutely highly recommend starting to work with your breath, because you're breathing all the time, and how you breathe has a huge impact on how you feel. I've also uploaded a really beautiful breathing practice for happiness on YouTube for you all a few days ago, so you can also check that out on my YouTube channel. Good, and now let's move on to what you might feel like, what your symptoms might be if your base chakra is too active, if it's overactive. Then you might feel heavy, sluggish, lethargic, not having a lot of energy. You might be overweight. You might feel fearful of any changes in your life. You might be really obsessive about routines. You might be controlling. You might really have quite a bit of money, but you don't like spending or sharing it. And you might hoard objects and have a really hard time letting go of objects and people as well. So who recognizes themselves here? I feel like I'm seeing it's coming up really late today. I don't know why that is. I'm guessing it's because so many more people are using the internet at the moment during daytime because they're not working. I've really seen that when I wanted to talk on WhatsApp with some of my friends from abroad. The lines have been really, really busy. Good. I'm sure I will see comments at some point, so just feel free to comment, ask questions. So if this is the case for you, if you have an overactive root chakra, here are some practical tips, tricks, and practices. Fasting, okay? Fasting can really help your first chakra energy to deblock and start rising, because that's what we need to do. Whenever one of our chakras is too active, then we need to channel some of that energy upwards towards the next chakra, which in this case would be the sacral chakra, okay? So fasting is an amazing practice. I always do intermittent fasting, like always, and I do 2 bigger fasts during the year. So there's literally 1,000 different ways to do this. You can either make this a yearly or twice a year bigger fast, like I do, or you can do intermittent fasting, like I do, like eating your meals in the evening earlier, and so that you'll have a longer span of time where you don't eat during the night, which definitely gives me a really big energy boost. You can also do a week of juice fasting, for example. You can start to skip certain foods like sugar, wheat, or dairy, or you can do you can make fasting a regular, like 1 day a week you do fasting. For example, on a Sunday you only have grapes, or you just have water. Like, there's really lots of options here, or just soup or tea, whatever really feels right to you. Just trust your intuition on that one, and definitely don't do anything dangerous. Like, don't just start not eating from one day to the next and keep that going for a few days or something like that. That can be really dangerous and mess with your system. So really be safe here. I did a fasting program last year, so I know quite a lot about it. If you want to have tips and tricks, just let me know. Good. And then also, if you have an overactive root chakra, what's really amazing, which at any rate is the best practice you could ever learn, is shamanic journeying. That will really open up your chakras, especially the upper chakras, and make the energy rise automatically. And then in experiencing yourself as so much more than your physical and mental self, you'll lose the fear of change, and it will just be a lot easier for you to change your routines too after that. And I teach shamanic journeying also inside of the shamanic yoga transformation, which I will tell you more about later. Now let me know in the comments if the base chakra sounds like something that you need to work on, and if yes, is yours underactive or overactive? And the funny thing is, now if you think like, oh my god, I see myself in both of that, can it be that my root chakra is overactive and underactive at the same time? And the crazy answer is yes, that can be. And the funny thing is, it's not like that at the same time, but our chakras they're subtle energy, right? So they can change, the energy of them can change really quickly, which is good for us to know, because that means that if we work with them, we can really balance them quite easily. But it also means that you can super easily switch from an underactive root chakra to an overactive root chakra. So it really is a balancing act. Let me know if you have questions about that or anything else. Yeah, and the root chakra is really the foundation from which our energy can rise. It's the base. So it's really always a good starting point to work with, even if you feel like this is not your biggest topic. Although I feel like at the moment, staying healthy, feeling safe, and prospering financially is pretty much a top priority for most of us. But even if you feel like this is not especially what you need to work on, if you feel like, oh my god, no, it's my throat chakra that I most need to work on, you do still need to start this work at the base, since you want to become a clear channel for your energy to start rising, okay? Now here's a general practice that you can use whether your first chakra is overactive or underactive. As you do any kind of spiritual practice, be it an asana practice that you might have, or a pranayama, or a meditation practice, whatever it is that you do, that you use to go within and nourish yourself, you can simply focus your mind on your cervix and see a ball of red light there, glowing evenly, okay? This is a really, really good practice that can be very, very effective. It sounds super simple, but it's also super powerful. And once you have balanced your root chakra, you are on to the next one, the sacral chakra. And then you go higher and higher and higher. And the best way to start working with your chakras is, again, doing work on the base chakra and then working your way up and letting your energy rise chakra by chakra. And we are doing that together right now inside of the transformation and throughout 2020, focusing on one chakra at the time, going from the practical aspects and implementing change all the way to the deep healing ceremonies for each chakra. Because the thing is that daily practices and new habits are absolutely the key to change your story with money and the health of your body. But often we can't do that before a deep healing has taken place. Like often my clients that come to me for private healing sessions, they have tried literally everything to change something specific in their lives. And nothing has worked so far. And that's because they haven't worked on the soul level of it all, okay? So sometimes that has to happen before we can actually change on the physical, the mental, and the emotional level. Now, shamanic healing ceremonies really are super powerful, and I will hold one for an overactive root chakra and one for an underactive root chakra this weekend, live inside of the transformation. And as a member, you can, of course, watch the replay too. Now, I know that many of you are not yet members, who are still struggling with root chakra issues at the moment, which is why I have decided to open the transformation again for 10 new members. And I have opened registration already before I went live today, and you already have the link right here in the description. The live chakra healing series will happen throughout 2020 and will go from one chakra to the next, so that you can dive a lot deeper with what we've talked about today and give each chakra the attention that it deserves and keep up leveling from month to month. But this healing series really is just the cherry on the top, because the transformation is a complete upgrade for body, mind, heart, and soul. And I promise that you won't recognize your life afterwards. It's a monthly membership, so that means you can stay for as long as you like. You can stay for 1 month, you can stay for 3 months, you can stay forever you choose, okay? And I'm doing my best to make this super affordable for everybody, especially right now. So it's only 77 euros per month. And, that's for everything that is included, which is not even the price of one good healing session. And you literally get dozens of guided ones, of recorded ones, of live ones, as well as the knowledge to perform your own healing rituals from now on, which is priceless, okay? Because we all need to take our fates into our own hands. Especially right now, more than ever, we need to learn how not to be dependent on too many systems, because they are breaking down right now. And, the big highlight of the transformation, which is the reason why most women join, is that I teach you shamanic journeying inside, humanity's oldest and most powerful healing practice. And you can learn it in just 10 weeks, all while pampering yourself with beautiful practices, meditations, yoga workouts, healing practices, breathing practices. And you can really imagine shamanic journeying like suddenly having a magic wand. It means being able to access yourself at the deepest level, so that you can heal body, mind, heart, and soul. So you can own your unique gifts. It means you can find your purpose, step into your calling, master manifestation. Those are all so important right now. I will really guide you deep within and step by step, okay? So there's going to be no overwhelm, so that you can really face your fears and transform with ease and grace, feeling safe and healing on the deepest level, to experience more joy and more fulfillment on all levels of your life, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and financially. And what is going to happen is that you will just become a clear channel for spirit, and that will lead you all the way from mastering your personal life and just loving who you are and what you do, all the way to becoming a light for many, many others who need your help. Now more than ever, we need light leaders. We need everybody who feels called to do work in that direction to step up. I really know that these are confusing times for all of us, and shamanic journeying is the most amazing way to access higher consciousness and understand what is really going on for you personally, for us collectively. And really not just understand it with the mind, but to actually experience it. And once you have learned the process, you will be able to use it all your life to have an instant connection to all of life and your personal spirit guides, who can answer all of your questions and help you on your path to your best life. Step by step. And all the answers are really inside of you. They are there right now. All you need is the key to access higher consciousness, and shamanic training is it. Now, on your journeys, you will learn how to work with your inner child. You will learn how to do shadow integrations. You will learn how to work with the feminine archetypes, which will really help you to embody your womanhood in a completely different and new and exciting way. You will learn how to tap into a source of infinite joy, peace, and inspiration. And you're guided step by step, and you have me to hold your hand in our weekly live sessions and in our monthly new moon and full moon rituals, which are super powerful, where you learn how to let go of what no longer serves you and welcome it what you want to experience instead. It's mastering manifestation, it's conscious creation, it's just absolutely beautiful. And you will have an amazing circle of amazing women to hold you accountable, to lovingly hold you accountable. Because the truth is, like, I could absolutely make this into an online course, right? And just sell it for passive income, but I care too much about all of you. Did you know that only 2% of courses are actually finished? I mean, 2%, that's just very scary. And I want to help you in the best way that I can, which is why this is a membership. Now, I've been teaching the transformation for the past 1.5 years to almost 100 women from all over the globe. And every single one of them literally couldn't believe how incredible life can get when the spirit world opens up in this grand way. It's really like getting your letter from Hogwarts, finally. You know, there's no way that this kind of magic can be described in words. You just literally have to experience it for yourself. And I have also added some amazing bonuses to the core program for you. And trust me when I say they're good. One of them is Find Your Calling. It's Chris is doing that program right now. It's really the key energetic theme of this decade is that all of us find our purpose and step into our calling, doing what we actually came here for a living. You know, just earning money by being you, like I'm doing right now. It's literally the most amazing feeling in the world, and I want this for all of us. And the transformation is designed to fit into every schedule. The practices are powerful, but they're short. The daily ones are as short as 10 minutes. So even if you're a busy mama like me, just being at home with your little ones right now, you can absolutely do this. And you can see amazing progress in just a little amount of time, as little as 2 hours per week, okay? And you also get the recordings of all of the sessions, so you can do them whenever it's convenient for you. And it's also super affordable. I'm really doing my best to give everybody who is ready a chance to jump, because, you know, now is the time, okay? So do click the link that I've given you in the description, check it out, because there are only 10 spaces available per opening, so that I have enough time and energy for all of you. I'm a one-woman business. I don't normally have a VA, only during very stressful times when I'm doing big launches or stuff like that. So it's normally just me and my business, and I really want to be there for all of you. So just 10 women per opening, so click that link now. And now really is the best time to join, because you get to be there for the whole chakra healing series live, which will be so powerful for you, especially in these times that we are in right now. And also because we are, you know, we all now more than ever need a safe, high vibe space to be online, because we can't meet live and we don't know how long the situation is going to be going on for. So we need this place where we can share about our fears and our hopes and really be in this together, raise our vibrations, grow together, and emerge bigger and brighter from this crisis together. Good. I will stay online for a little bit longer in case you have questions about this session, about the root chakra, or about the transformation. Let me just check the comments. Martina, hi, how are you doing? Chris, you asked if I can show Ujjayi here, please, so that I can hear you sounding it. Yeah, of course I can. So Ujjayi Pranayama, I've given you that access to that practice for free in the link that I shared with you in the comments. And Chris is in the transformation, but she's struggling with Ujjayi Pranayama. It's this practice that is really soothing your nervous system and that you can use to do in any situation where you feel stress coming up, where you feel overwhelmed. It's really helpful. And also to do it as a general evening practice to really experience more restorative sleep on a daily basis. So the way it works is super easy actually, but some people have trouble with it in the beginning. So you have your vocal cords here, right? And what you do is you contract them. You contract the vocal cords and you make the slight snoring sound as you breathe in and out, okay? So if I do it, it sounds like this. I hope you could hear that because now my little one is here and I can't do it anymore. Hi, Lou. This is my little sunshine. This is my Lou. So, Chris, I hope you could hear that. So, it's actually a really simple practice. And what you can do if you're struggling with it, what has helped some of my students in the past, is that you just imagine that you're drawing air in and out of your Adam's apple. Okay? So just imagine that.
Mama, ich mag nicht so.
Dann musst du einen anderen suchen, okay? So if you just imagine that you have a hole here that you're breathing in and out through, okay? So imagine that the air is not going in through the nose and out through the nose, but through here, as if you had a small hole here. That can really help to visualize that. But I'm really guiding you in a lot of detail in the session. And Chris, when all of this madness is over and we see each other again, I can show you as well. Sveti is saying that you're all good. Great. I love hearing that. So Chris, I hope this was helpful. And yeah, if you have any questions about the root chakra or about the transformation, also for everybody who is on the recording, just to let me know. I'm here for you and I will be live here with you every Friday covering something that I hear is interesting, that you need help with. So whenever something is coming up that you want help with, just share it with us in the circle. This is what I'm here for. This is what the circle is here for, okay? Sending out lots of love and light to you all and talk to you soon, beauties. Mwah. Bye-bye.